Okay, so let's go to some questions. And we had asked some questions at Challenge Plus, which is our monthly membership site. And of course, Jen will be featuring in Challenge Plus over the next couple of months and teaching you guys how to do Facebook pay-per-click, showing you the absolute basics that you need to know to get started in this, which is awesome. And Gary's asked here, while following the instructions in 2010, I created a domain hosted by HostGator. I created the blog on WordPress Direct, and I'm receiving so much traffic that it's difficult to manage comments, do research, and create new content. Good problem to have, Gary. My readers are developing into a tribe and requested a forum for discussion amongst their fellow readers. Yeah, yellow flag, yellow flag. Yes, I was wondering if I could bring Facebook and Twitter into the mix in order to promote social sharing amongst my readers. Do you have one or two great ideas that I could try? Jen, let me throw it to you first. What would you recommend, like from a Facebook angle, somebody who is developing a tribe on their website, their blog? How do they bring Facebook into that?
Absolutely, start with a Facebook page. A Facebook page with interactions will skyrocket, and if he has that much traffic and that much interaction already, it will become viral very, very quickly.
Yes.
Facebook page, it's free, and there's no reason not to have it.
The other point that I didn't have the chance to make before, because I really wanted to answer the commerciality question, is that I've never seen so much civil conversation as I do on fan pages. For political, because one of the constants when you're in market leadership, of course, is trolling and anonymous criticism. And one of the things about Facebook, and encourage it, and this is, Gary, my 2 cents on this, is to really encourage people over to your Facebook page, because you can control. You don't necessarily have more tools. You probably have less tools in Facebook to control comments, or you can delete them if needs be. But far more important, here's the thing, it's self-policing. Because think about this for a second. If you say something that is truly stupid and you're flagged, like offensive, or something that is deemed not appropriate by Facebook, they kill your account without a warning. It's just, you're gone. One day you're on Facebook and then you're disappeared. And that's one thing to, be banned from a website or your IP blocked from a blog, a single blog. But when your friends and family saying, hey, John, why aren't you on Facebook anymore? Pretty embarrassing question to answer. And this is why I've been making some provocative statements myself, saying, Facebook could be as valuable as your passport. Being thrown off Facebook in 2011 could be as bad as being declared bankrupt. Because it's not about you making a point in a little, fan page internet marketing thing where you can be a smart bum and, just make a provocative statement. But all of a sudden, your entire Facebook presence disappears. And you've got some explaining to do to friends and family. And there's no do not go. I know people, shall remain nameless, who were banned from Facebook for basically stretching the terms of service. And they just can't get back on Facebook. And it's actually a problem for them. It's actually a real business issue. They can't get back. And so, so that's why I love bringing, and I'm almost tempted to switch. You need both, by the way. Let's be real clear, right, Jen? You have to have a blog external site, because often the types of posts that you want to make, like if I want to make a long, one of my famous, views on something, I put that on the blog. I don't use a Facebook note because I find the Facebook note doesn't really go anywhere much. It doesn't get spread like I would like. It's not as powerful as a link, putting the link to my blog on my Facebook fan page and having people discuss it on the fan page. Very seriously looking at putting Facebook comments, killing my current Disqus comments, and using Facebook comment system on my actual blog as well, keeping it across there as well, because it's just so civil, because people can't go nuts. And they're not anonymous, and it's the classic thing. If you're not anonymous, you consider what you say. It's just like, you wouldn't say some of the nasty things you say. So I think that's why you will hear me say, preview for next week, that the core market leadership platform for me in 2011 will be my fan page. That will be my
over
core,
and above your blog.
over and above the blog, and over and above, because the numbers don't lie. I am not going to be arrogant enough to deny 6,000 people seeing my views on something every single day. You know, I'm not that good, and I dare say most people listening to this aren't that good, commensurate for wherever they happen to be. So, you know, I just can't. It is completely ignorable. And then being able to actually have decent dialogue with people, like really decent dialogue. Like I've been asking, it's like the old days of Twitter, when you used to ask something and you get all these great replies back. It doesn't happen anymore. You just don't. You just get crickets. Danny Batalik had this great quote, and it's like he was saying on Facebook, it's like being at a bar and talking with your friends. Twitter, it's like talking to the bartender.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was brilliant, and this is shocking for people to hear from my mouth. You know, there has not been a bigger, stronger advocate of Twitter. Am I saying Twitter's dead? No. Am I saying you shouldn't use Twitter? No, I'm not. But I'm just saying my focus, my first port of call in 2011, that's how big it is. That is how big it is.
Does that mean you'll be producing videos that will only go up to Facebook?
I will consider Facebook content first, and then. But no, another good question. Where would I put the video? I put the video on YouTube.
Okay, and then
embed it, and Facebook handles it beautifully.
Yep.
Because again,
you can also have a YouTube, but you can have a YouTube tab on your Facebook page.
Yes. Yeah. See, that's an interesting, you know, boy, and these are, because it's such early days, these are all tests. You know, I'm experimenting with trying to get rid of as many tabs as I humanly possibly can. Because I think having more tabs equals more places for people to go than the place where you want them to see your message and to interact. That's not testing. That's my hypothesis. So I don't know the answers to that yet. It's too early. But
did you know that there are 100 million photos being uploaded to Facebook every day? Every day.
It's phenomenal. The number is, and it's like, and this was years ago. There was 10 times the number of photos on Facebook than there was Flickr, and I'm sure it's way more now. Yep. You know, it's unbelievable. Okay, let's go.
I wanted to just step in and just say that one of the big questions that people have is, we're talking about how important a fan page is, but making that leap from having a fan page and making comments to monetizing that is really, really tricky for a lot of people. And there isn't an easy answer. And there's a lot of scammy sort of messages out there where you can, just spam your followers and your fans. Well, they're doing
effective landing pages. Like they're forcing you to hit the like button before they reveal, inverted commas, reveal the page, and various FBML type. And FBML, by the way, is Facebook markup language, which, by the way, and I know this is a question that we got earlier, is being replaced. They're actually just going straight iframes and web, which is great because it makes it easy. However, what I think we're going to see, though, is this glut of opt-in pages, classic traditional opt-in pages. And here's the irony, here's the horror at the moment. They work like gangbusters. People are getting 80 and 90% opt-in rates. It's just phenomenal. Like, it is unbelievable. But nothing to prove this. This is purely my hypothetical opinion. It's smelling like summer of 2006 in AdSense, where I never saw more people make more money in a short period of time than I ever had in human history. It was unbelievable. It also nearly killed Google. It made Google search unusable until they just lowered the boom. And I again, what would Facebook want? What would Facebook do when I listen to that? And here's the other thing that people don't realize. And if you listen this long, you deserve this. There's actually completely legitimate ways. Facebook will give you the email. They'll give you the email of the person that's liked your fan page if you set it up the correct way. More of that if you want to join Challenge Plus. We'll be talking about that and those type. But people don't realise that there's actually, and that's internet marketers because they're not programmers. They just whatever. However, boy, I mean the opt-in rates are phenomenal. I can't argue against the practice. because it's just
So what
unbelievable.
we're referring to, just so those people who aren't clear, is that you can create a custom welcome page for people to land on that suggests that they hit the like button. There's usually like a big red arrow pointing to like us now.
One for you while you're talking.
And then there's another option for them to opt into your email autoresponder. So people do, the results show very clearly that people do hit the like button and they do opt in to your opt-in list. So at the moment, that's a fantastic way to build a list. And we're in some cases we're getting clicks for 5, 6, 7 cents, and people are opting in at, as you said, 70, 80, 90% opt-in rates.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just trying to. You'll see them, and you'll see people advertising them and promoting them and the like. But as I say, proceed with caution, because remember, with Facebook, if they drop the ban hammer, and they're not in the habit of sending you a nice email with a warning, it's just
they definitely do not.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So you just be careful. Be careful out there. Now let's continue. A couple of these. Can we direct link to an affiliate link in Facebook ads, Jen?
Yes. Yes, you can. You can direct link to an affiliate link, and you can link to a squeeze page, both of which are not allowed on Google AdWords, but currently you can do that with Facebook ads. It is not breaking the terms and conditions.
Just making me all nostalgic. What's the difference between paying for impressions or clicks, and which is better?
Yep, I can answer that question quite easily. If you had asked me this 3 or 4 months ago, I would have said paying for impressions. But today, paying for clicks is cheaper and much better. We're getting much better results with CPC than we are with CPM.
Thank you. And don't let them suck you into doing it, for goodness sake. Is it advisable to use an opt-in page to capture emails, and how do you do? I think we sort of answered that. It's currently, you do that using, you can set up when people arrive at your live page, they don't have to land on your wall. You can tell them where to land. And then you can use something called FBML at the moment. It will soon become iframes, in other words, straight HTML, where you can get them to opt in effectively. Yes, it works like gangbusters. It is unbelievable. I'm not doing it. I've made the conscious decision not to do it on my fan page, and by doing that, I am sacrificing getting mail. I'm sacrificing email, but I've got a hunch. And I'll only give you my hunch, and there is no, I'm not saying you shouldn't be doing it, okay? Because I can't argue again. I'll never win that argument because the numbers are unbelievable. But here's the thing: my view is Facebook want to keep people in Facebook. And I think if you learn and use the ways to communicate with people using Facebook approved ways of communicating with people rather than trying to drag them out to your email list, ultimately, my bet, and it's a pure bet, whether you decide to bet with me or against me, I don't blame you either way. My bet is that I'll have a more sustainable business if I learn to interact, sell, and everything basically in that Facebook environment. Because my guess, my gut feel is Joe and Jane Smith, forget internet marketers, the reason Joe and Jane Smith are loving Facebook is because they're not being bashed over the head by Nigerians trying to extend their penis and get you to give you their bank details so you can get that $1 billion. That's the beauty of it. And they're running away from all of that stuff. So why would Facebook allow that stuff into their environment? It doesn't make sense to me. However, we'll see. What are the best ways to get fans to visit your pages? Well, I'll just give you my couple, and Jen, maybe you can throw a couple in. Obviously, if you have an email list, one of the first things you should be doing is going on a Facebook like campaign. And I love it when I see people who follow me take action, because I did that a couple of weeks ago, and sure enough, a whole bunch of people started sending out, hey, do that, please, do it. It's crucial. So use your traditional method. If you've got an audience, you've got them on Twitter, get them to go over to Facebook and hit your like. So use those. Jen, what would you suggest?
Well, the first step I would do is make sure that I put photos and videos on my fan page first, so that when you do that email campaign and they land there, they're like, oh, wow, this place is rocking. So that's a really good thing to do. And then I would consider, if you have it set up properly and you have a way to monetize your niche, then I would use some paid ads to, because you can do it, like we mentioned earlier, 11,000 for $65 or something. You can fill your fan page with targeted fans very cheaply.
Yeah.
Targeted. I want the focus to be on targeted, though. It's not just numbers. You just don't want 11,000, Joe Schmoes. You want to make sure if you've got, an underwater basket weaving fan page, you want to make sure that these people are really interested in what you have to offer. Otherwise, it's useless.
You want them to be all about, and this is the thing I did with Twitter, and ultimately I won, which was I'm not going to follow people back because they followed me. It's just because they followed me because I would like to think that they were interested in what I had to say. They weren't interested in what I had to say, then fine, they shouldn't go there. And what happened was people ended up with massive Twitter lists, which made Twitter unusable, and it was completely unresponsive. You've got to be really careful because I'm sure, as eggs, that there are going to be people who are offering services to increase your likes by 5,000. It's super easy. There'll be people either do it by robot or by human high-tech sweatshop that'll, just go around and hit like for you. You'll be able to do it on Mechanical Turk, I imagine.
Yep.
It's crazy. You want people to hit like because they want your content. And dare I say this, according to some firm that I have no idea of and Australia's best read newspaper, I'm the second most influential Twitter person in Australia. And I'm nowhere near in terms of raw number of people. But in terms of retweets, interactions, and so on, which is how they measure influence, I'm number 2 because of that fact. I'm positive of it. So be careful. Be careful with that. And don't spend money. Yeah, please.
I just want to add one more thing. The other thing that happens a lot, and I want people to be aware of it, is once people like your fan page, very often they will try to like your personal profile. So you should make sure you have a strategy for that up front. I accept friends and people I work with as my personal friends on Facebook, and I keep that to my personal family and friends. And that's just my choice. But other people choose differently. But you should have a strategy before you start. Because people
I'll go even harder than that, Jen. I will say outright, categorically, you are a nut if you put business content. In fact, if you put anybody you don't know on your personal profile, you have a screw loose. It's crazy. Winning the I've got 5,000 personal friends game is not only stupid, it's dangerous. It just ruins your Facebook experience because you completely miss. Because this is what finally I woke up. It was that January last year, wasn't it? I was in the US. Yep. Everybody was interacting on, and I'm going, what the hell? And then the numbers started coming out. I'm going, what do people see? What do people see? I don't understand it. It's toss. It's rubbish. And then it hit me because I started seeing Julie use Facebook. And every interaction Julie had on her personal profile, like, I'll show you guys my personal profile here. Every person here I know intimately. And that I'm, the Western Bulldogs, go doggies. Paul Colligan, this is Ed Dale. I love myself. Julie, good old Julie. Gary, my brother, elbows at 10 o'clock, which means he's having a drink. These are my personal friends. Okay, and that means, see, look at that. Every single thing here is interesting to me. Like, it's absolutely interesting to me, without question. That's what Joe and Jane Smith love about Facebook, because they're only seeing things on Facebook that are absolutely interested to them. As soon as you add people you don't know to your profile,
which you once had,
which I once had in the thousands, two things. One is you can't put personal stuff up, which is what actually makes Facebook work, because it's just stupid. It's just bad practice. And two, it ruins the Facebook experience. That's why internet marketers are so slow onto it, praise be, because they're thinking Facebook's useless, because they just don't see what people see in it because of that interaction. So my advice is please, please, please keep your personal profile. Bluntly, I try to keep mine to 150 because that's Dunbar's number. And there's a whole body, look it up on Wikipedia, there's a whole body of research which basically says once you get to 150 people, it's pretty much impossible for any human being to relate to more than 150 people, which is why villages started to break up apart at 150. So that was what happened. So for me, it just makes absolute sense to have your good old fan page. Have your fan page as that's the way to interact with people that you don't know. That's the place, because it isolates your friends and family. And bluntly, I don't know about you, but really, do you want to push your marketing messages to your friends and family's homepage? That is very Amway. That is very MLM yuck. You want to keep it separate. You really, really do. And to that end, please, different photos for your Facebook and your personal profile and your fan page. Make sure you've got different photos.
So when you post on your fan page, that doesn't appear on your personal news feed?
It does, because I liked myself. But I have no problem with that.
There's a definition for
that. It appears to you, and it appears...
I am wearing glasses.
Any of your family or friends who also like your pages, that will appear to them too. They'll see.
Absolutely, and if they do that, then they do that knowing full well what's coming to them. So I don't have any problem with that at all. But marketing into your own personal profile is just and I've had some blues with Murray Smith over the years with that. And again, I'm right. So that's why I love Murray, by the way. So it's not a personal slight at all. But it's just what Facebook are so far ahead of us in this. They're just thinking. I like to think I'm pretty smart, but these guys are just 5 steps ahead. 5 steps ahead. And I'm just like the doofus that I am, thinking, oh, is that why they're doing it that way? It's just crazy. So, all right, we're just time for a couple of other questions here. Is it fair to say Facebook ads are like the Google Content Network ads in form, structure, and appeal? No, they're not. They're intrinsically different, and I think we sort of explained that later on. That was an earlier question. You really
that's a very common question. I get that one a lot.
Yeah, everything you've learned on Google pay-per-click, you need to forget and relearn for Facebook, because it's totally different. Demographic advertising and phrase-based advertising are totally, totally different. So in your campaign, can you choose to target people that like MasterChef fan page only? Yeah, you can.
Well, Jen? You can try it and see. Sometimes in the likes and interests, if you type in MasterChef, it may turn up and it may not. So you can target people who are fans of pages you are the admin of. Okay?
Yep.
So you can target people who are friends of people who are fans of a page you're admin of. So this is really, really powerful to understand that you can target people, like you as Ed Dale, can target people who are friends, the friends of the people who are currently your fans.
Yes.
And the reason that this is so powerful is because you may notice that some ads on Facebook say the name of your friend in the ad.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've seen that or not, but that is social proof. They're saying your friend likes this page. The click-through rates on those ads are skyrocketing. That's social proof, and it's in the connection section. But it's not necessarily you're not necessarily able to target people who are fans of a page that you don't own.
Yes. No, absolutely. And Richard asks, do you recommend custom tabs for the fan page, or is just the wall and info tabs enough? We had a bit of a discussion about that earlier. It's really testing. I think custom tabs are really interesting. Particularly when it comes time to sell something to somebody. That's where I think selling is going to happen, in a custom tab. Have I got test numbers on this? No, that's pure hypothetical. But I imagine, Jen, do you have any particular advice on that at this stage, working with your clients? It's pretty early days.
Yeah.
It's really, it's still so subject to testing. It really, really is.
Things change all the time, so we're just gathering lots of data and adjusting our campaigns as things change. Yes.
Now, somebody says here, I find FBML really difficult to use, and it keeps changing. True. So first good piece of news is that Facebook have announced that they're dumping FBML, and they're going to use iframes, which is what that basically means is a box, and inside that box, pretty much anything you can. Well, let's see what they allow you to do. But the theory is anything you could do on a web page, you could do in that box, which is great. That's a smart way to go. And it'll be interesting to see whether they start policing that and what they allow. But currently, that's what they're talking about. And who can you get to make your fan page? I've got to say, this is one time where I would say, do it yourself. Because it's super easy. The instructions are really, really good. You can set it. It's just like setting up if you set up your own Facebook profile, you're overqualified to set up the basics of your fan page.
Here's one irritation that I've got with the Facebook fan page system is that pages that you've created yourself get mixed in with all the pages that you've liked.
Yes.
So there doesn't seem to be any hierarchy of priority, between your pages and other people's pages. Even loose. I mean, if I've liked a movie in IMDb, that seems to have the same hierarchical importance of my own fan page within my account. Is that right, Jen, or am I missing something there?
When you're talking about your hierarchy, are you talking about on your newsfeed or on your homepage, or I'm not sure what you mean?
If I go and look at all my pages in my account in Facebook, every page that I've liked in the past is there, along with all my own pages that I've created.
Yeah.
They're just all mixed in together. And you've often got
there's no hierarchy.
Pages.
Yeah, that seems odd. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
but maybe it's because there's one benefit to that is that there's privacy. So if maybe you don't want your personal friends to know that those are your pages.
Yeah.
That is, there's a possibility, and by them allowing you that independence, there are a lot of people who don't want to mix business with pleasure.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, guys, we're going to have to wrap it up here. We've literally got stacks of questions that we could go through and answer. I think, the great news is, of course, we have Jen with us guest starring on the Challenge Plus over the next couple of months as we deliver.
Probably starting mid-January.
Starting mid-Jan. And we're very, very excited to have that happen. And
there will be a special Q&A at the end of that program.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, exactly, which will be really wonderful. So, Jen, thank you so much for today. It's been fabulous. I'm going to go back and listen to this because you absolutely dropped some pearls in there that I need to pick up on. So, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It's been great chatting about this. I love it.
Yeah, no, it is very interesting. Oh, now, Jen, your website. What's your Facebook Ads Lab?
Yep, it's called fbadslab.com.
There we are. So there's FB Ads Lab. There you are. I've got that on screen for people. And I think I noticed down there people can, look at that, find you everywhere, Twitter, Facebook, obviously.
Yep.
So make sure you go to her Facebook fan page and hit like there as well. Lots of cool stuff. So you've even got, what's that? That's cheap. That's cheap marketing right there, Jen. What's this? Cute animals.
They convert.
It converts.
I know. I left it at 2. That's why I put it up there.
That's what it's all about.
Cute kittens and the ladies. There we go. All right.
Advertising to its core.
Oh, that's fantastic. With that, I think we can leave it there. We've just.
Yes, I think that's a good note.
Yeah, very good. All right, thanks, and thanks, Rob, for joining in. We're turning you around, aren't we? We've really. I've even noticed you. I think I even actually saw a Facebook post from you at one point.
Oh, it was on the side. I think I'm going to be shamed into action.
Yeah.
Sometimes you've got to go with the tide.
Very good. All right, thanks everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.